Good morning, everybody. Good morning and happy Monday, even though it's Sunday at the time the shooting of this video. Listen, that's right, your boy back at it. If it's time on my clock, the grind don't stop. That's right. It is your boy, Trey Sense. So we got a little bit of a fragrance review, a little bit of a discussion. Let me get you where I want you. That good? Yeah, that's good. A little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. Before I get into that though, I need something from you. I need you to like this video like you have been doing. I need you to share this video like you have been doing. I need you to be active in the comments. Keep checking in, man. We checking in from all over the place. New Jersey checking in, New York checking in, of course, Alabama, Mississippi. How you do that there? Everybody checking in. I love it. Dallas, Texas, keep checking in. Y'all just keep checking in. Georgia is not well represented. I know I got some Georgians out there. I know they probably a little bit bougie over in Georgia, though. I know they like that Baccarat 540 and stuff. And I don't talk about that a lot. But y'all can check in. Y'all can check in. I got 2 videos set. Enough fragrances for 2 videos out. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do real quick, because I got 2. Let's go with this one. So what we're going to talk about today, and I have to remember so I title it right. Cheapies. Yes, just like everything else in Fragcom, you evolve, your nose evolve, your taste evolve. So you go in a slightly different direction. I'm never going to forget where home is. And home for me has always been inexpensive fragrances that really smell good. So I've got, I think, 12 of them here. And I wonder if you still wear these fragrances, if you've heard, I'm sure you've heard of these fragrances, but I wonder if you still wear these fragrances, because they're still really good fragrances. And most of them you can still pick up at a relatively cheap price. Let's go. 12 of them, I think it's 12. If I'm not, I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments, but we're gonna keep it rolling anyway. From the house of Curve, it is Curve Black. And this was one of my favorite houses at one time, because, oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Nice wintertime, fall time type of fragrance. Curve was one of my favorite houses at one time, especially when I was big into cheapies. Hey, listen, you know, I had a wife, a girlfriend, fiance, all of that. Not at the same time, but you know what I'm saying. So being the head of my household, I took it seriously, so I didn't spend a lot on fragrances. I bought a lot of fragrances, but I didn't spend a lot. I mean, it had to be a special occasion for me to really go over 50 bucks on the fragrance. And, you know, I buy what I want now, but that's okay. I don't have a family to have to worry about. If I have to eat ramen noodles all week, I'm cool with that. You know, I do what I want. But you know, being the head of your household is a little bit more responsibility. You got to make sure, you know, you just have other people to be responsible for, is what I'm trying to say. So, even though I bought a lot of fragrances, I still had more of a budget. Now, if I want to spend $700 on one bottle, that's what I'll do. But I say that to say, I simply had a budget. So when I had my budget, Curve was definitely one of my go-to houses. Curve Appeal was great. Curve Chill, absolutely amazing. Curve Wave was another one. All these fragrances smell good. I mean, you got to remember, this is Liz Claiborne, and she's been doing this for quite a while. This reminds me of a sort of an old school powerhouse type fragrance. It reminds me of the original Liz Claiborne, if you remember that. But nonetheless, this is a good fragrance. It's a little bit of a black type of note, a little bit dark, a little bit woody, a little bit sweet. Curve has got some new fragrances that have come out, but I haven't checked them out. I think with Curve Spark and Curve Wood, I think, but I haven't checked those out. I just felt like I got to a point in my collection where I've got so many fragrances like this and have had so many. It's like, okay, not that I don't still wear them, it's just that comes a point, you know, in time where you evolve a little bit, and you know, I spend a little bit more money on fragrances now. Not saying that these fragrances aren't good or that the fragrances I buy now are any better. I'm just saying that I put myself in a different position and I spend a little different now. So, but I still rocks with the cheapies. Do you rock with Curve Black? Are any of you out there familiar with Curve Black? If so, what do you think about it? Personally, I think it's a good fragrance. I know my boy Cheapo was one of his favorites. I think it smells good. I think it smells really good. And on a cold winter day, I think this one would go perfect. Put your hoodie on, your sweatshirt on, spray this on, and I don't think she's gonna leave you alone. From the House of Curve, it is Curve Black. I'm gonna try to keep this video under 20-25 minutes because some people complain about the length of the video, but when you got 12 fragrances, you do the quick math. If you talk about one fragrance for 2 minutes, that's 24 minutes. So, I mean, it is what it is. You get over it. From the House of Playboy. And after Hugh Hefner died, I don't know if these Playboy fragrances are still out there. I should have checked the price on these before I did this video. But from the House of Playboy, it is Super Playboy. And this one, at one time, got a little bit of talk in the community. Now, it's best known for its pineapple note. I wish they had made this juice a different color. If they had made this juice more of a gold, it would have went more with the scent, but it is what it is. I'm not sure what they put in the fragrance to give it a color, but I'm sure it's some type of dye or something in there. It just makes sense to me. But with this one, what you get, man, and no, it's not like Aventus, but it does have a really nice pineapple note in it. A lot of the cheap pineapple fragrances that I've had have gone bad if you don't use them rather quickly. So if you've got this in your collection, you may want to get it out and start using it. This is just a player fragrance right here. I'll never forget, I was filling up gas, as I was just speaking about my family. I was filling up my stepson's, my stepson at the time, he had an F-150, one of the old ones. That sucker had 2 tanks. And I was filling it up with gas because that was part of our deal, to fill up, keep his vehicle full of gas, one tank a week, whatever. I was putting gas in his truck, and a lady, and I just, man, it was early in the morning before he went to school. I just had on nothing in this raggedy truck, and I had this on, and a woman walked by me and said, "Ooh, you smell so nice." I said, "Thank you." She said, "I need to get your name and number for my daughter." And I'm standing there in this truck with this on. I said, "Ma'am," I said, "it's really sweet and all, but I'm married." You know, she's like, "That's too bad." Playboy, Super Playboy. It's just something about this fragrance. It's very, very light. It's very easy. It's not complicated. It's not complex. You know, it's not the sun setting on the East Coast and rising on the West Coast with you know, chipmunks chasing squirrels through the wet grass. It's none of that. It ain't nothing fancy. It's just simple and easy. And sometimes that just works. If I were to start my own fragrance company, I think we would try to keep it to 3 or 4 different notes. I think that just seems to work. I think the focus should be put on the quality of the notes in the juice as opposed to how many notes are in the juice. That's just me. But Super Playboy, a good one. All right, this one right here. Which one is this though? This one was everywhere, and a lot of big timers reviewers used to review this house, and it's a shame that they don't anymore. I know a lot of them are pushing their own fragrances, and like I just said, we all evolve. But this is a powerhouse of a fragrance from a great company. I will admit, the newer releases from this company is nowhere near as good as it used to be. The company is Cuba. And this is Cuba Prestige. And this one right here, I want to say is an Angel Man clone from Thierry Mugler. And this stuff right here is nuclear. I mean, nuclear. Steven from Redolescence, you know, he does Navatus now. So I understand he's not, you know, going to promote a cheap house like Cuba. But if you can get your hands on some of the older Cuba stuff like Prestige, Prestige Gold, Prestige Black, some of those fragrances, you have extremely, extremely good fragrances. Cuba Red was one that smelled great, but just a lot of people just didn't give it a lot of love. Cuba Orange was okay. Cuba Blue was okay, but Cuba Prestige and Cuba Prestige Gold, really, really good scents. And this one, you know, if you smell Thierry Mugler's Angel Man, then you know what this is. Same scent, same DNA. Do you remember this one? Do you still rock with this one? Do you still have it in your collection? If so, you know, what do you think about it? Gonna get another one in from Playboy real quick. It is from the house of Playboy, and it is Playboy London. And I was picking this joint up. Well, the price tag is still on it. $349. $349 for 100 ml fragrance. It was marked down at Bell's. It was Burke's at the time. This was before COVID, and I missed those days. That was the best time to be a frag hunter because they would have so much stock and so much stuff. You could pick up something like this for $3. Is it worth $3? Yes. Now, I've had this fragrance for a very long time, and I've had 2 or 3 different bottles of this. This is the second formulation of it. I don't know if they changed formulations, but they changed the bottles. When Playboy first started coming out, the bottles were a lot fancier and a lot different before they just went with this simple Playboy branding on there. The bottle, the name of the fragrance is London, and if I can remember the bottle correctly, it had like a British flag on it or something. But I think the juice is the same, but the bottle is different. They cheapened the bottle, but that's fine. And this is another one of those great winter time fragrances. It just smells like good masculine cologne. A little bit of a violet leaf vibe to it, but I can remember wearing this to a lady friend's house and, her repeatedly telling me how good I smelled. And it's just like that. It's just a really, really good fragrance. And again, I had to dig off in my crates to get some of these fragrances out because it's been a while. Some of these you're gonna remember, some of these you're not gonna remember. But if you do remember Playboy London, do you still have it? Do you still rock with it? Does it still smell good to you? Sound like we're in a relationship. Do you love me? Are you gonna call me? All right, guys. How many more I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 more. From the house of Bijon. I think I'm saying this right. Bijon. It is the original Bijon, and I picked this up for like $12, man. I want to say I got it at Burke's or Bell's as well. And this is an old school powerhouse fragrance. This is a full bottle, basically a full bottle. I'm trying to think of how to tell you. This company at one time was really, really expensive. I think it started out as a boutique in California on Rodeo Drive. And at one time, the clothing still may be expensive, but at one time the fragrances, all of it were like stupid expensive. Like you had to have that big bag to get clothing or fragrances or anything from the house. And then like everything else over the course of time, it loses its hype. This one is an interesting little scent. I don't think it would take more than about 2 sprays of this to get you where you need to be. 2 to maybe 3 sprays. It's very strong. It's a very old school type of fragrance, but as I just sprayed it in the air there, it's something about it that's really good. Does it smell dated? A little bit, but it's got a little something in it that makes it smoky. It's pretty doggone good. I wouldn't wear this around anybody younger though. If I had messed around, caught me old cougar or something, I may wear this around Betty and Claudine. I may wear that around them. I ain't gonna wear it around Becky and Julie, but I pull this out around Betty and Claudine. I think they might like it. They might try to put their paws on old Trey. Them cougars are feisty. But all jokes aside, it's a good smelling fragrance, and this is why I love fragrances, because it's not really it's not really a such thing as a bad smelling fragrance. You just have to know how to wear it, the situation to wear it, the time to wear it, how to dress it. All of that matters. All of that matters with the fragrance. But this is one, I may have to pull out this winter and, give a small spray or 2. My problem is I am heavy handed. I spray to my ancestors and them tell me that's enough, bro. I mean, that's enough. That's enough. And, I can't put 10 sprays of this on and go to the land, talk about working, checking out some groceries. It's going to cause a problem. Can't do it. But nonetheless, do you have the original Bijon in your collection? If so, what do you think about it? Is that one you still rock with? This next one It's best known for smelling like Irish Spring soap, but it is a good one. It is a powerhouse. It was simply known in Fragcom as the Purple Juice, and I miss the days when reviewers used to review fragrances like this on a regular basis. I really do, because that's what Fragcom used to be. From the house of Alfred Sung, it is Sung Home. And this is another one. It doesn't take but 2 or 3 squirts for this one to get you where you need to be. Again, we all know I was married at one time. This was a fragrance I wore when my wife and I, at the time, had the top down. You know, we had a convertible, so we kept the top down in the spring, the summer, and the fall. Why buy a convertible if you ain't? And this was one of those I would wear and take with me because A, it smelled good, but B, it stood up to the sun, the wind, all the elements that you get when you're riding in a convertible. I mean, by the end of the day, you will smell like outside because you are outside. So this was one that would stand up to that. And that's good. That's good. Again, compared to today's fragrances, it is a totally different scent profile. Totally different. Totally different. It comes out very pungent, very strong, because everything today comes out so sweet. And again, I love fragrances. Yesterday's, today's, I love them all. But this one is definitely a blast from the past. The dry down, it smells like really good, clean soap. In the opening, you get a little bit of a medicinal vibe from it, but still a good smelling fragrance. I'm gonna attempt to wear this some more in the winter time when it's coming. Still a good fragrance, still a good fragrance. And I used to wear this in the heat, in the hottest part of the day in the summer. Again, we had that top down, but it would stand up to the heat, and that's why I wore it. So from the house of Alfred Sung, it is Sung Home. You still have this one? You still have that blue juice, that purple juice, that monster in your collection? It's a good one. It does what it's supposed to. This next one is from a house that is known for making powerhouse fragrances, but this one here was a little bit different. But this was one of the best inexpensive fragrances that you could buy. From the house of Jovan, it is Jovan Musk Tropical Musk. And as you see, your boy used about a half a bottle of this. You see that. And I've had a large collection for several years. Hold on. Hey, boy, you can't strike a match in here now because it's combustible. Because it's thick in here between that Beijing and that the Cuba and that Sung Home and that Black. Them some powerhouses, baby. Them bad boys right there don't play. I could put them in that's 93. I done created some jet fuel up in here. Put that in my old Marquis. We gonna take off. Race fuel. This one right here though, man. This one right here was quite a surprise. I'll never forget. My ex-wife and I, man, I'm talking about her a lot in this video. Oh, she don't see it because she gonna think, no, baby. No, we don't circle the block. But anyway, picked this one up in Memphis. So we had got out and just was, doing some fragrance hunting. Just riding, eating, just doing what we do. That's what we used to do. So, and I picked this up at a Burlington in Memphis, and it was like $7.99. And for $7.99, man, it's only a few fragrances that I would put in the category that smell this good at this price. Real Madrid is just one of them. Me and my boy Marcus was talking about that the other day. It's hard to find a fragrance for $7.99 that has body, that doesn't smell like pure alcohol, and that gives you some longevity and some projection. And this is just one of them. It does not smell like a $7.99 fragrance. It smells just like what it is. This is so smooth and so tropical and so easy. I may wear this to work today. It's just a great smelling fragrance. I like it. I like it a lot. From the house of Jovan Musk, it is Tropical Musk. And you got a pretty good sized bottle. You got a 3 fluid ounce, I think 88 mil is what it says, for $7 and some change. And it was popping up at all the Burlingtons, and then it just disappeared. I don't even know if you can still get this, but I sprayed this on yesterday, just like I sprayed it just then, man. It hit that skin smooth. Smooth. Ain't no other word for it. Put the V in there. SMOOOVE. Smooth. Like I used to call Cheapo. Big smooth. But that is a great smelling fragrance. All right, I got 5 more, guys. 5 more. Not trying to rush through it, but I'm trying to do this with some speed. Where we at? 19 minutes. So I got 4 minutes. 5 minutes to get these 4 fragrances out. From the house of Kenneth Cole. It is Kenneth Cole Black Bold. And this is part of what I like about being a fragrance collector, because I've picked a lot of these little gems up along the way. Dressed Up Citrus is what that is. This would be a budget friendly YSL Tuxedo, Bulgari Tiger, along those lines. I'm not saying it smells like those. I'm not saying it's the quality of those fragrances. I'm saying, you know how you have that dressed up citrus type of vibe? That's what you get with this. That's what you get with this. It's a dressed up citrus. Ain't no other way to put it. Really nice smelling fragrance. It smells really, really good. Is it bold? I wouldn't say it's bold. I would say it's more quaint, elegant, and charming. Again, very smooth, but the key player in this is citrus. I think the Kenneth Cole Black line is overlooked. It's overrated. Kenneth Cole Black is good. So is Vintage Black, and so is Black Bold. So are you rocking with Black Bold still? Is that one that you pick up and wear? I'm gonna take you back. These next two, we going back. These next three, we going back. But we going back to the early 90s with this one. At least mid 90s. It's from the house of Realm. And it is Realm. And this one right here is best known for being clean and soapy. And I use this one a lot to layer. And it's just good. It's just clean and soapy. It's another example of not doing too much. And I've had this bottle since at least the early 2000s, at least. And I have another one from Realm that's more of a date night type fragrance. I like it as well. It smells good as well. But this one right here, this is old school. And it just smells like good, clean soap. It just smells like really expensive soap. I don't know any other way to tell you. No particular notes stand out. It just smells like you just washed your hands with some really expensive soap. That's what it smells like. From the house of Realm, it is Realm. Oh, this next one, boy. I can remember wearing this one back in the 90s when I was a young Trey Sense. Boy, when I was just a young Trey Sense. A young Trey from the house of Giorgio Beverly Hills. It is Wings. And I've went through several bottles of this during my time as a collector because this shit smell good. It smell good. I'll never forget. Does it smell a little bit dated now? Yes. But the dry down of this is still good. And this is one of those fragrances that will still get the job done. I'm telling you, it's thick up in here right about. I should have put a fan on. It's thick up in here. We can launch a rocket with all the, I'm telling you, it's combustible. If y'all don't see me no more, yeah, I exploded. Do y'all know that's what happened? Trey Sense exploded in his room. I wore this to pick up my check, and this was like, man, 98, 99. I wore this to pick up my check. I worked at a plant, and work had got slow. So, you know, we were off on Friday, and I worked in, it was a metal plant. We made folding tables, so I worked on the metal side. So every day I was oily. My clothes, I mean, once I wore something to work, I couldn't wear it anywhere else. It just was oily. I went in there to get my check, and, you know, again, you know, I've always been a fan of polo, so I was polo down. This is the first time the ladies in the office had really seen me outside of my work attire. I had this on. Go up to the window, say, I need my check. What's your name? And the lady looking down from my check, and she looks up and says, oh my God, what are you wearing? You smell so good. It was Wings. It was Wings. She went and got the lady out of the back, like, smell him. Wings for men, just a old school compliment getter. It's a little bit powdery, a little bit sweet, a little bit musky, but it works. It really does work. Do you have this in your collection? Have you had this in your collection, and are you still rocking with it? Wings for men. This next one, I had this one before I had, no, that's not true. I had Nautica first. I had Voyage first. So from the house of Nautica, it is Voyage N83. And I think this one is slept on. I really do think this fragrance is slept on. I prefer this to Nautica Voyage. I prefer N83 to Nautica Voyage. I think it's a better fragrance. My favorite from the Nautica Voyage line was Sunset Voyage, which is long since been discontinued. I still have a little bit left, and I haven't worn it in years, but that's my favorite from the house. But I prefer N83 over Nautica Voyage. I just think the bottle design is better with that on the bottle, because I know the bottles are the same metal cap. But to me, this just has more of a tropical vibe. I got a beach trip coming up. I may take this with me. I may take this to the beach because it's got a tropical coconutty vibe to it. It just smells, it smells good. I think it could have been listed as a unisex fragrance. I think women can wear this. I would actually like to smell this on a woman just to see how it is. I think it would work just fine. From the house of Nautica, it is Nautica Voyage N83. That's a good one. Nice, tropical. A little bit of a suntan vibe, but it's still good. Oh, I went over by just a little bit. All right. This last one, when this house first came out, the fragrances were expensive, which you talk about smelling good. They still smell good. I think the designer behind these fragrances has passed. What was it, Christina Aguilera or something? I know there's the singer Christina Aguilera, but Christina Aguilera maybe. And the house is Ed Hardy, and this is Ed Hardy's Love and Luck. I'll never forget, a friend of mine bought me my first bottle of this. It was just a little 30 ml, and she is no longer with us. She passed away. Rest in peace, Dee Dee. But she bought me my first bottle of this, and I have just a little bit of that left. So I bought another bottle because you could pick this up extremely cheap. Speaking of cheap, my boy Cheapo dropped this. We're recording a video one day. Slipped right out of his hand. When I tell you that this is one of my most complimented fragrances, it is. It's just a complimented fragrance. This may go to the beach with me because it's cheap. If I leave it there accidentally, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I could wear this every day for a week. I think. But what you get with this, to me, you get a little bit of a tropical vibe, slight little coconut vibe. Most compared to, what is it, Sean John's Unforgivable. But that fragrance is nowhere near what it used to be, and I can't wear it. I had a full bottle of it and I gave it away because it made my head hurt. It made me nauseous. It just made me nauseous in my stomach. Probably because P. Diddy didn't, you know, it's a story for another day. But this one I can wear. This one I can wear, and it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. It smells good. It smells good. But I could take these two on my beach trip and be just fine. As both of them. Whew. But do you still have Ed Hardy's Love and Luck in your collection? If so, do you still wear it? Do you like it? Do you still rock with it? Do you remember it? Any of these fragrances. Any of these fragrances. All right, guys, I went over by just a little bit. I'm at 27 minutes, so we'll keep the ending really short. Try to get it under 25, but, you know, things happen. Anyway, listen, I love you all. Thank you all so much for rocking with your boy Trey on the channel. Let's keep the momentum rolling. Let's keep the likes, the comments, the check-ins, the sharing the video, everything that you've been doing. I appreciate it because it has definitely helped the growth in the channel, and I'm going to keep it rocking on this end to keep you in content. So with that being said, listen, I love you all, and may God bless you all. Happy Monday. Until next time, guys. Peace.